2019 is going to be a very significant year for nationalism and for the survival of the nation state in Europe and across the West. We have very powerful enemies. The globalists, mass immigration, Islamization. Our nations are being transformed daily. We're being dispossessed as a people and being replaced. We can see that in our cities. Our cities are becoming totally different places. Thousands of immigrants are pouring in to our nations every single day. And our own population is still stagnant because the globalists control the mass media. They're constantly pushing the cultural Marxist agenda. It's anti-family, it's anti-faith, it's anti-patriotism. They control education, they control the whole state apparatus, and they're brainwashing our people into defeat, into negativity. And we need a revival in our nations. We need a different spirit. We have to go back to the traditional forces which gave our nations such strength in the past. We've seen in Russia what Vladimir Putin has achieved. He took over Russia in 2004, and Russia was basically on its knees, weak socially, weak economically. But he pushed an agenda of reviving the Orthodox Church, of reviving the national spirit of Russia, of standing up for Russia in the world arena. And he reinvigorated that nation. He's made Russia strong again. He's been an example to us all. And this is what we need across the West. And thankfully in 2018, new leaders have emerged, such as Matteo Salvini. What a hero of the cause. He has taken on the globalists and defeated them. Trump in America continues to push the American First agenda. And this is leading to national revival in America. Respect for the flag again. Respect for the anthem again, the national anthem. Again, the Christian faith is being empowered in America. And the Americans can thankfully say something as trivial as Merry Christmas. But that's important. It's important that we continue our links with the past. But in 2019, these trends of national revival have got to be strengthened. The forces, the populist forces, have got to continue to grow to counteract the power of the globalist. What a great December we had in Paris, in France, where we saw the people rise up, almost an insurrection against Emmanuel Macron, the quintessential globalist. He has encouraged mass immigration into Europe. He's encouraged the third world to invade our continent, to take our resources through welfare, to populate our cities and displace us. He's encouraged that. And they've just signed this pact, this global compact through the United Nations, which has further enhanced the rights of these immigrants into our lands. This is a very dangerous situation. Our future is really in peril, and we have to rise up against this. And in May 2019, there's going to be elections for the European Parliament across the European Union. It's important that the nationalist parties do very well in these elections. And this is a vehicle for the nationalist parties to campaign to reawaken our nations and to save our nations. Because it really is a question of salvation. We haven't got that long. Our populations are being transformed so rapidly, and our youth is being so corrupted through cultural Marxism, that we've got to change this very quickly. And I'm hoping that in 2019 we're going to see electoral breakthroughs again for the nationalists in the May elections. We're hopeful that Justin Trudeau, the arch globalist who runs Canada, who's basically taking Canada down the drain, that he will be kicked out in October when they have a general election in Canada. We're hoping that we'll see the back of Merkel, finally. I mean, that woman, what was she doing inviting the Muslim invasion of Europe? She does not stand for us. She doesn't represent the European people. She's our arch enemy. These globalists are our arch enemies. And we've got to confront them, and we've got to face them down, and we've got to defeat them through the political process. Now, we've seen in Eastern Europe with the Law and Justice Party in Poland, with Viktor Orban in Hungary, and in country after country, the Czech Republic, the Slovak Republic, Croatia, even in Bulgaria and Romania now, even in the Baltic states, political forces have emerged with the goal of saving and prospering their nations as a national community, as a people. And that's what we need in the West as well. We need that spirit to come to the West. Now, Eastern Europe hadn't been so corrupted through this virus of liberalism, through the destruction of the family and faith and patriotism. In a sense, communism protected them from that virus. We in the West are being fully infiltrated by this virus, and we're sick. We need healing. We need healing from this liberal agenda. And it's the nationalist agenda which will heal us and which will cleanse us and which will purify our nations and reinvigorate us. We need a fresh energy in our nations. We need the family to be strengthened again. We need a higher birth rate. We need mothers. We need women to have children. We need fathers to become responsible. We have to go back to our traditional mores that made us strong in the past. And we need political forces that will advocate this. The European Union has been a force for cultural Marxism, for globalization, for Islamification, and for immigration. It has destabilized and undermined the state of Western Europe, and it has to go. Now, Britain will be exiting the European Union, hopefully at the end of March. We need the whole structure to be overthrown because it's all against the nation state. It's attempting to undermine the traditions and the traditional peoples of Europe, not just to mix us all together, but to bring in a third world invasion to actually replace us. We've got to have a sense of urgency about what's happening to our countries, because our children are not going to have a stable future. They're going to grow up in societies where they may well become the persecuted minorities in their own homelands. We're already second-class citizens in our own homelands due to legal sort of privileges that the immigrants have been given. We're losing our free speech. We're losing our right to state what is happening and state our opposition to it. I mean, this global compact with the United Nations as a whole legal agenda to criminalise any criticism of mass immigration. This is absurd. This is a total destruction of the European sense of liberty, which we fought for since the French Revolution, from the English Civil War, that we have the right to express ourselves, that we're free individuals, we have the freedom of thought, the freedom of speech, and the only limitations on them should be if we evoke violence or if we encourage people to commit acts of violence, or if we defame people. We shouldn't lie. We should be honest and truthful, and we should be respectful of other people's opinions. But we need to have the right to express our opinions. It's not a crime to speak the truth. We're opening a dialogue. If you don't like what I've got to say, engage me in dialogue. Correct me. Maybe you've got something better to say. I mean, these are serious issues now. We cannot allow the traditions of Europe to be squashed under the heel of cultural Marxism and globalism. And this is what's happening. And those who are fighting back will be denigrated, as we've seen with Donald Trump. They will be constantly put down and blackened. But we will not surrender. We will not give up this fight, because it's in our hearts. We know what the truth is. We know what is right. And we're going to battle on to the end to achieve it. And we will overcome. This is the thing. Although there's a sense of urgency in this struggle, I have great optimism that we will win. Because in the East, Vladimir Putin, the great state of Russia. In the West, Donald Trump, the great state of America. And in Europe itself, we see in Austria and Switzerland and Hungary and Italy, great new forces emerging who value our inheritance and don't want to see it destroyed or replaced. We don't want to live in Eurabia. We don't want to live in a politically correct, controlled, totalitarian state. We want to live in free, libertarian, liberty, valuing liberty, European nations, traditional European nations. we will get on together and we will cooperate together and we will revive our people together. European civilization is a wonderful thing and we need it to survive. And we're going to battle through 2019 to win in this struggle against globalism. Nationalism must win for the sake of our children, for the sake of our ancestors, and for the sake of Europe. Thank you. We've made a number of videos through 2018, which have been well received. We've seen our subscriber list grow. We'd like more people to subscribe in the coming year. I'd like to wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all our subscribers. But we need more subscribers, and we thank you for the donations we've received through 2018. That's some generous donors, and I'd like to thank you for that. But we need more money in order to make more videos, buy better equipment, and we need more subscribers so that we can get our base, can get these ideas out. We can make a bigger impact. We can be part of the nationalist revival in this nation and across the world. We're in a great cause here, guys, and we're going to win this together. So subscribe if you can, donate if you can, and let's speak the truth with boldness to the victory. Thank you.